Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Max and welcome to my Airsofting channel. Today's video, what I'm going to talk about is my top 5 favorite Airsoft pistols. I'll kind of explain why they're my favorite and what really attracted me towards these specific pistols. So I kind of just wanted to share more of a personal thing about, what I really love about my 5 pistols that I have ready to show for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. We'll get right into it. Alrighty, so starting off with the first of my favorites. So it's not in necessarily any order from my best to my worst in my top 5. This is just gonna mainly include the top 5. I'm not really ranking either of them at the highest tier to the lowest tier. But anyway, the first one I have here is the Kjw P226. This is a GBB pistol. It's both CO2 and green gas compatible. That's actually just kind of one of the reasons why this one is in my top 5, because it's compatible with both gases. So for both, if you're trying to airsoft in the winter and cold frigid temperatures, you got the CO2, and then green gas universal in any temperatures that's not below like 40 degrees. So that's a plus. First off, it's KJW, and I do like the blank, canvas essentially. No trademarks, no anything. It's really smooth. It's really just the gloss to it. It's really nice. And of course, the magazine itself is very sturdy. It's a double stack mag, so it's going to hold, I think, about 24 to 25 if I remember at the top of my head. FPS wise, it's pretty good. It's around 350 with .2s. 330, 350 is kind of like that, in between for this the power of this pistol. And I mean, overall, I like it just because of how smooth the functions are. The slide, cocks back really smoothly. The hammer is really, it's really solid, really sturdy. It is a double action too, so it's definitely something that it feels really good in the hand, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I have this one in my top 5. Also, the unique decocker, that's kind of cool. So you have this little lever here where you pull on it and it disengages the hammer. So it's a cool feature. I don't really have a lot of pistols like this, but this one was one that I liked and caught my eye, and just the way that it functions, fires, I love it. So we'll get into the next one. Alright, next one up the chain is the Vtech Glock 18C with the extended magazine. You guys have seen me post a ton of videos with just Glock pistols in general. I have tons of variants. The most favorite one, of course, is this bad boy. Oh, got the mag base fell off. Multiple reasons why, because, okay, it's a full auto pistol, capable of semi and full auto. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. This one, however, is just green gas. They do have CO2 mags for it, but I wouldn't run it with stock internals, just not good. But anyway, the design itself is really awesome. They have the ported slide, because the C, pretty much the C stands for, I think it's, I don't know if it's compensate, I'm not sure exactly, but it just mainly has to do with the ports here, for the slide to be like less weight, because this thing's gonna be racking back and forth, and you need it to be as quick and efficient as possible. So they take chunks out of there to make the slide lighter. But anyway, I love the pistol itself, because this one is just tastefully modified, nothing really too crazy. I do have the garter steel outer barrel in here. I also have a garter recoil rod in here as well. I think it's 150%. And that's about it, really. And then, of course, I have the side accessory, the extended magazine with the Stark Arms mag base, which that doesn't fit too well, so I actually had to jerry rig it a little bit on my end, but it works out. And when you combine the two, it's just an intimidating beast. And I mean, don't even get me started if you get another one of these in dual wield. It's really just not fun for whoever's on the receiving end of it. But anyway, one of the reasons here, why this is in my collection, the style, love the trademarks, the mag capacity is good with the stock mag, and then with the extended mag, it's even better. It's 50 plus. rounds there. And then, you know, again, the full auto function of it is amazing. And I love Glocks. This is one of my favorite pistols, and it's definitely deserves to sit in my top 5. So that's where that stands. So we'll move on to the next one. Alrighty, and since we're talking about Glocks, there's another Glock in my top 5, and this is going to be the Vtech G26. This is just, it doesn't say 26C or anything. This one's not a ported slide, so this one is capable of semi-auto and full auto fire mode. So again, that's one of the reasons why it's in my top 5, and of course, look how tiny this thing is. And I gotta say, the rate of fire is faster than the G18C, especially if you have the extended mag to put in here, which it does fit this gun. You guys probably have seen my previous videos if you've been following me for a good while. But with that extended mag, there's more pressure in the mag, and it causes this slide to go even faster. Like, it's bizarre. Currently, this is all stock. I really have nothing here that's custom, nothing really except just the white lettering that I did myself. But for the most part, again, I love Glocks. The full auto on this is insane because the slide is so small. It's got a shorter distance to travel, and I mean the recoil rod in there, stock is pretty good. It can really maintain that speed and, you know, keep it going without wearing out. It hasn't really had any hiccups or jams or anything. Really awesome. Trademarks are really cool too. I love that Vtech does it. You know, they do a good job. It also does have a threaded barrel for the stock barrel, so you can thread on an adapter and then thread on a suppressor easily with this. And then of course, magazines. Every Vtech Glock mag is compatible with this. That is the best thing. So, you know, you don't really, you could run a G19 mag, 17 mag, a extended mag. You could even do the Glock 34, 35, but those are the same size as the G17. But anyway, the variety there is insane. And then of course you get this tiny baby mag, but it's definitely something unique in its own in the Glock family. Also do like the sights because they are 3-dot sights. They're not like the traditional bracket sights. So these are kind of cool because they almost, I'm going to say they glow in the dark because they have like this neon paint on them. I haven't really tested that, but that's what it kind of looks like to me. But again, just really cool. It's a very nicely designed pistol, and yeah, this one's sitting in my top 5 because of its unique characteristics. On to the next one. Alrighty, next we have this awesome pistol. This is the FNX 45. This is by Cybergun. This is also a GBP pistol. With this one, what kind of, you know, just drew me to it is the design as well. Just the way that it's a lot more, I guess, I don't know, the design's more advanced compared to a lot of the Airsoft pistols that I have, and plus, I mean, it's built so sturdy. I've never really had a pistol like this, but I mean, the price tag behind it, it kind of explains why it's so expensive, because they really took the time to replicate this to the T, you know, for the real thing, you know, down to the trademarks, down to the sights, down to, you know, top of the slide. You could remove the sights and you could put like a laser dot if you wanted to, or laser dot sight, whatever they're called. You can mount attachments. You can see I have a flashlight on here, so you know it's really universal with a lot of attachment, you know, parts. The magazine too, I thought was cool. It is like a chromey silver type color, or not color, but like I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's unique because I've never had any other pistol or rifle or anything Airsoft that had a chrome magazine, so kind of brings some bling to it. I like that the barrel, I think it's made of steel. You can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see that, but last time I see this kind of marking is on my my G18C with the garter barrel. So this really leads me to believe that it is in fact a steel barrel. And then this one too is a double action, so meaning you pull the trigger, it's gonna engage the hammer. And then another thing too, it already comes with a threaded barrel, so you can thread a suppressor on here. You just need a certain, I forgot exactly what the size is, how many millimeters, but this one is a little bit larger than the traditional adapter size, which I don't know if it's 14 millimeters. I'm not 100%, but This one you definitely need to get something to make sure it threads on properly. And the other thing with this that's cool, it's ideal for lefties and righties. So it's got literally both functions of the pistol on both sides. So you have your slide release, your safety, your mag, and then if you flip it over, you literally have the mirrored image of the same thing: slide release, safety, and mag release. So I thought that's kind of cool. You have the ribbed edges here, so then you can choose to rack the slide, from the front or from the back. Again, just like the little perks here and there. And then I do like the iron sights. That's something I probably would not change on this pistol. I know a lot of people like to take this top portion off and mount their little laser dot sight that they have for these, but honestly, the traditional iron sights are nice and tall, so you really have a good visual and you can really see what you're trying to aim for. But this one is definitely one of my major favorites as well, so it deserves its throne in my top 5. So next we'll get on to the last one, which has definitely been a favorite of mine for years. So let's get into that one. All right, the final piece to my top 5 is dun dun dun, the big Bertha Desert Eagle. So this is the it's replicating the .50 Action Express Desert Eagle. This one is by KWC and Cybergun, I think. With this one, it is a CO2 powered Desert Eagle, and it is, this is the best part, semi-auto and full auto. That's why this thing is just scary and intimidating as hell, and of course I have an extended mag on it as well, even more to the intimidation factor. But I mean, why do I love this? It's one of the hardest kicking pistols that I've ever had the pleasure of owning, and it's even more insane when you switch it to full auto and just squeeze the trigger and let it go. I mean, you'll never see your hand moving this much with an airsoft pistol. I mean, it's just ridiculous, and it's awesome. I mean, for me, I'm more of a bigger guy, so with this, it fits in my hand perfectly, and when you just get behind this thing, it's awesome. The iron sights are great. It's got a very subtle trademark to it, Desert Eagle pistol. Nothing really on this side. I do prefer the traditional design with like how the trademarks are. I know there is other ones out there that are the gas versions, which I'm almost considering getting as well to add to my collection, but that'll come in due time. But anyway, even with the slide racked back, you could just see how monstrous this thing is. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a huge sidearm. It's just massive. And then of course you come with the extended mag, which it doesn't come stock with the pistol. This is an add-on that I purchased, which is also CO2. The traditional mag holds around 25 rounds double stacked. This one's probably closer to the 30s. I don't remember exactly, but I haven't used it in a while because it's got a leak on it that I'm trying to still fix. Just never find the time to. But anyway, so this one holds right around 30, and then I mean, just the satisfying clink when you just release the slide. Listen to this. I mean, just think of that going crazy when you're going in full auto mode. It's unreal. It's like the greatest thing in the world. The FPS, of course, is super consistent, being it's CO2, and especially when you're going in the full auto mode, it can probably go through 2 mags at least, because I mean, the amount of gas required to move this massive slide back and forth, it's a lot. And I mean, the fact that they made it pretty efficient with their gas system, it really, it holds up well with, a lot of the demand that this thing is requiring to fire a BB. But, FPS on this is pretty nice too. It's like 350, 360 with the .2, maybe even 380. I'm not sure. I forgot exactly. But, I mean, it's got a nasty, mean FPS to it. I mean, it's CO2. That's typically the normal thing. It's usually going to be higher FPS than green gas. But, I mean, we're talking heavy weight too. This probably weighs like 3 pounds right now with the extended mag. But yeah, for sure in my top 5, because ever since I was a kid, this has always been the gun to get. When I finally started, earning money and everything, that I bought this thing right away. This is actually my second Desert Eagle, because my first one that I had by KWC, unfortunately, I'm not sure if it was a defective one, but the selector switch on it, came out. I screwed it in. I had to super glue it at that point because the recoil was just so immense. It would just keep flying out. So I super glued the screw in there. And then, over time, it started kind of cracking along this selector switch housing here and then the hammer housing here. And, essentially then the barrel kind of crapped out. The rubber bucking in there got shot. It just didn't work. So I sold it to somebody for parts. And then I think maybe like 6 months later, I bought this bad boy. And here we are about 2 years in and still kicking good. And it's in my top 5 right now. So anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy that video. Kind of gives you a perspective of what I really prefer out of my collection pistol-wise. If it is something you like, these types of videos, definitely check out my YouTube channel. Check out my past videos I've posted. It's definitely something you'll enjoy. It's kind of similar to what I do now with this video. So if you have any comments or questions, feel free to let me know in the video. You can personal message me. I also have Facebook and Instagram where you can contact me. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Like and share the video, subscribe if you like the content, and have a good day.